Hello everyone, welcome back to Doctor Who The Adventure Games. We're now in Season 2, well the only episode of Season 2, the Gunpowder Plot. Is accessed separately on Steam. You have to like click it and then choose which one you want to launch. As you can see, maximum settings here, but already for some reason it looks a little bit worse than the last season. I might throw a comparison up here. Oh, ignore what's going on with Game Split there. A little bit of different outfit for Amy. We'll get more of a look at that. She's wearing more sensible shoes this time, I think. And the Doctor's leather trousers are now not leathery, so you know that's a plus. Well, that's subjective. That's subjective, rather, I suppose. Just pausing it there quickly. You can see when you pause it, it actually shows you for a brief second the whole screen. The bars are just for some reason the way it's put together, the bars disappear briefly. The widescreen bars.
Whatever's the matter? Look, if they don't have crispy duck.
Doctor, open the door.
I never really thought the Doctor's a crispy duck person, but yes, this is the one that introduces Rory. And that animation is terrible. Rory looks like... he doesn't look like Rory, that's for sure. He has probably the worst character model of anyone in anything I've ever seen. Especially one that is meant to be based off of someone. I'm assuming there must have been some kind of horrible budget cut for this one compared to the previous ones. They've just reused the models for Amy and the Doctor, but... Rory did not fare so well.
Maybe just need some new valves.
Oh my goodness, his eyes. Oh gee, oh no, don't look at me. And I have to say, as much as I was complimenting Matt Smith's voice acting in like towards the end of the last season, I suppose I still find it weird calling them that when there is literally only one and then one other extra one. Not so keen on his voice acting this time. I guess he kind of got out of the habit of it. Maybe when he finally goes to Big Finish, it will be different. Phil Ford. Doctor Who fans are probably familiar with him. Is it his fault that this game is bad? Probably not.
It's rather pretty, don't you think?
Is it real? I mean, is it really there?
Of course it is. It's a dimensional lesion. I'll show you. You see? It's a portal.
Now you're thinking with portals.
In the TARDIS.
Caused by the impact with that alien ship, I'd say. Rory, pass me the Sonic, will you? And don't throw it.
God fucking damn it, Rory.
Sorry.
Duh.
Interdimensional pressure differential. No worries. You can go and get it.
Me?
I can't go, obviously. I have to stay here and make sure the lesion doesn't close on you.
Close on me.
Hurry up.
Close on me. Close on me.
Inscrutable. Go. Go. Go.
Seriously, get the fuck out. He got pretty aggressive there. Oh my goodness. If you have feelings of deja vu, yes, you are correct. This is the exact same map layout as that one ice area at the beginning of Blood of the Cybermen, episode 2. And we'll get a good look at Rory's deformed body there. His shoulders far too wide, of course. His head too small. His movement just disgusting, to be honest with you. Is appalling. Oh, Christ.
Perhaps you'd better hurry. This lesion looks
Yeah, get wrecked, Rory.
One day I'll be the one to stay safely in the TARDIS.
Yeah, Rory's voice acting is pretty good. You know, shout out to Arthur Darvill there. You know, jumps right into it. My boy. How did the screwdriver bounce around that corner there? But yeah, this area is like exactly the same, but made into like a fire area instead of an ice area. You can see like it's exact. So it's a bit of a shocking start to season 2, really. There's just nothing over here. This is just left over. Oh, look. That's weird. Oh, his run is awful. I will say, though, they have removed the weird acceleration element of running.
Right, Amy.
Which is good, because I never liked that.
We need a dimensional
Now they just jump straight right into it.
No, of course I haven't. There's no such thing.
Well, that's useful then.
But I'm the doctor. I can make one, can't I? I just need a Cardanium vortex tuner and a Zardak holofield trap.
And
Oh,
have
yeah.
you got those?
Of course I have, in the drawing room.
Of course.
Now, hurry up and find them and put them together for me.
And, of course, it's another reused area. Kind of a nice place to return to, the drawing room. Mostly everything is the same as before, with a few small additions. You can see there's the doctor's crib. We'll make our way over there in a second. It's a nice little addition. This game would have come out around season 6, so is it foreshadowing? Kind of, I suppose. I'm not sure of the exact release date. But yeah, it's nice to see it a little bit updated, in line with the Doctor's continuing adventures. Not that much cause to revisit it here, though. Basically, we gotta find a couple of things that he needs. They're among all of the other things. You just gotta examine the things until you find the things that you need. Yeah, you're gonna have to pause this if you want to read them. That's thing number 1. There will be no trivia test this time, so don't worry. If you're not keeping up with all of these updates, then the drawing room was also in episode 3 of the first season of the Adventure Games, TARDIS. It's telling us how to combine items. I don't even remember if this was in season 1. I feel like it wasn't, but I also feel like we did make things. But whether or not it was an inventory function, I cannot remember. Nor do I particularly care, because it's not really a big feature.
Okay,
It's not Monkey Island.
Sort of, and you know, hey presto, ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you thing C.
Cool, you're just talking to yourself, Amy, so... There it is. The list of objectives in the pause menu there, in case you get lost. But we pretty much just gotta give this straight to the doctor.
Efficiency. That's what I like to see.
Well, I try.
Awkward silence. Well, at least they made a new minigame. At least it's not just a repeat of one of the old ones. It's kind of interesting. You basically got to stitch the lesion closed. I'm gonna mess up this first time. You got to hit the order of the symbols in the that appears at the bottom, and you need to stitch them together without crossing back over your line. And each stitch needs to go across the green line in the middle. This is a recording of my first time doing it, but yeah, it's pretty simple. It doesn't ever get too complicated, but yeah, they're interesting little puzzles. It's not really a puzzle like I've seen in anything else I've played, so that's quite nice. But at the end of the day, it is just some minigame. So yeah, Doctor crashed into some kind of other ship, which has caused some kind of problem. I mean, it's caused the lesions.
London.
Oh, it smells like something died.
Well, of
London,
course, it's
welcome
1605.
to
I don't
London.
think they got bubonic plague because everything was clean, do you?
Bubonic plague.
Are you worried? I'm not worried. I'm a doctor, you're a nurse. Besides, 1605 was a quite...
Yeah, bubonic plague is pretty easy to take care of.
So we're in London, but where?
Isn't it obvious? Underground.
I was hoping for something more specific.
You want something specific? I'll be specific. We've got a problem.
How did that get here?
I'm afraid we brought it here. It's a byproduct of our scrape with that alien ship.
Oh, a scrape now, is it? I thought it was just a bump.
Point is, this probably isn't the only one.
Gonna have to
and
check
they're
the paint job of the
generated by
TARDIS.
proximity of the TARDIS and whatever we bumped into, which is fine. Only we can't go until we've found that ship. And meanwhile, this lesion is highly unstable. And if I'm not careful, it could swallow up the whole of London.
I'll get you the equalizer thing.
It's going to take a bit more than that. So, you two try
I'm
and
so
find that
sorry,
ship while I
Rory.
deal with this.
What did
And
they do to
remember,
you?
The Lao Dynasty was 400 years ago. That's when that ship crashed. Wherever we are, this is probably built on top of it.
Okay, Doctor.
And Pons, be careful.
Here we go, the game beginning properly. There are no collectible cards this time.
Pomp and colour, and we get stuck in a
It's
cellar.
just facts to find. You can turn around. Just phase right through the Doctor. But yeah, no collectible cards to find back here or anywhere. Oh, I gotta say, I do love that. That deserves a compliment. That is something pretty cool you can do in like video games, which you can't really pull off like as legitimately in other mediums. Of course, there's no point in going back to the TARDIS here. There's no way you can go. Can't even go back to the drawing room. So, you know, it's kind of cool, kind of wasted. Just like a lot of things in these games.
The time is nearly upon us. Soon, the false king will be dead, and England will rejoice again in God's pleasure.
A great day for all. Now, come. We have business with
These are very obviously gunpowder plotters. If you know your history, then you know them.
Sounds suspicious.
Otherwise, you might not, I suppose. The tried and tested sneak crouch.
Ugh. These old creaky
You can't
corridors
sneak
make
when
some
you're
noises
fully
that would make the dead
erect,
shiver. Do
as
you
in
think
stood
we
up.
can trust everyone? We were all chosen
Ooh.
because we can be trusted. Do not doubt that.
So you just follow them where they're going. But if you don't just follow them where they're going, and you go along here, you examine this barrel, then you just kind of hover around, and then you go back, and you're like, is it not gonna do the thing? And you look at it again, and then you're like, oh, there's the other guy, and then, oh, there he is. That might give you a bit of a jump. It's the silence there in this one, in this game. Also from Series 6. I think it's Series 6. I'm not getting my head mixed up, am I? Yes, Series 6. Some facts have an attached silence, basically, and they tell you a bit more about the fact, basically. Not sure we'll be seeing all of the ones that are in the game, because sometimes they're a bit difficult to trigger, and I couldn't even find anywhere online where people had reliably collected every single one of them. Oh, then it's just over, I guess. Oh, I mean, I forgot
Trust you left
about
your
them,
house in
or whatever.
God is on our side in this endeavor. But even his work may take a heavy toll. Who is to say which of us will see the morning?
I did as you asked.
Good. Your family deserve the future we will bring them.
Yeah, triggering the silence is sometimes a bit tricky. Sometimes they just kind of mess up, and then, well, then you're screwed. The game is split up into what feels like acts, like in the other ones, but it doesn't seem that you can select acts from the main menu. So it makes replaying the game pretty tricky, because you got to replay the whole thing. And that makes it tough for me to recapture stuff that messes up. Although, I mean, I went back and I got that one. I'm going to try my best, but...
I hate the filthy things. This town is infested.
Ease your fear, my friend. The rats were born to the sewers, but there is far worse vermin in the halls of the
Ugh.
But soon we will destroy them.
This guy's always got to turn anything you say to him into something to do with treasonous plot.
There must be some way to find out what these dodgy characters are up to.
It's not that hard to figure out. Oh, yep. If they do spot you, they just straight up shoot you. None of this lame chasing you nonsense of the other monsters.
We ought to find out where these guys are heading.
You can't just bust in.
Shoot! Shoot!
It's an effective shooing strategy.
This all seems dodgy.
Rory, everything seems dodgy to you.
Let's try and find out what they're up to.
To be fair, it is a bit dodgy. Here's a casual room with just painting in it. Yeah, we're gonna have to find another way to spy on them. Oh my goodness, those are like the worst animated rats I've ever seen.
Get lost!
They're just straight up sliding. They're just sliding. That's not acceptable. I mean, what kind of shoestring budget were they on?
That's strange. That torch, it's flickering like air's rushing past.
Well, that removes any challenge, I suppose. Just saying, straight up use the chopsticks here. Go on then.
Lady Winters, your beauty illuminates even these dank surroundings.
These surroundings are dank.
Flattery, Catesby. Is all set?
I'm a lady. It is. Tomorrow the Protestant king will come to open his parliament above us, and will be welcomed by 41 kegs of gunpowder.
Oh my god. We're under the Houses of Parliament. It's 1605 and this is the Gunpowder Plot.
It will
Then they're
be
just going
my
to turn around
honor
and be like, oh, who's that just speaking at a fairly loud volume, spying on us? They're not even trying to hide. I think we just can't see him through that gated window.
Our plans were in motion before you joined us, my lady. But your presence has brightened our toils.
Who the hell is that?
He is thirsty.
Sir Robert Catesby, I think. He was the brains. The thing I want to know is who's she?
Lady Winters.
There wasn't any Lady Winters. The plotters were all men.
We have all been given a paper detailing the group's final meeting tonight.
You'll notice her eyes are green. I wasn't sure when I was first playing this as to whether or not they were meant to be green, or if it was just some kind of
We need that bit.
error or glitch or something, because no one comments on it
You created a
for like
section.
a fair while. They will soon, but I was confused by it. Oh, he just took the hell off there, didn't he? He's pretty eager, pretty keen.
I'll wait by that door. If you can create a distraction to bring them out of the other one, I can try and get that paper.
Well, there's a sleeping guard now. Guards are always sleeping. What is it with guards? There's like an area to examine near his foot. It says he's scared of rats. There's one from before. So you probably got to do something to do with rats. I don't know why I was checking out here. The solution is quite simple. You just got to use something from your inventory, so there's not much in your inventory, so it's not that hard. Because we all know rats love prawn crackers, and as soon as you place one on the ground, they are going for it. I guess the clue was that they were attracted to Amy for some reason. It was because she was carrying the prawn crackers.
The rats! They're everywhere! The filthy devils!
Fool.
Good job. The rats having some prawn crackers caused such a huge distraction that Rory was managed to dip in there.
I know what we do for God and for England. But I want you to know, if I'm not destined to survive these proceedings, I shall carry the memory of your sweet face to heaven.
All I ask, Fawkes, is that you raise that place above us to ruin.
Masterful.
Did you see that? Her eyes glowed.
Her eyes have been glowing the entire time you've
We
been
need to get our hands
looking
on
at
that
her.
document. Right, take him the paper and tell him what's going on. I'm gonna keep an eye on Lady Gaga.
Okay, just
Why is she like Lady Gaga just because she...
You too.
Okay. I'm not even going to bother at this point. Well, that's it. That's the first part. I was kind of hoping this would be better than the other ones. In some ways, they have improved some things, but in general, wow. This is an experience. Join me next time, and we will continue our journey through the final episode of Doctor Who: The Adventure Games, and see what's up with that Gunpowder Plot.